I hope it isn't, but maybe for some of you it is. Certainly for the public out there, it will be the first time that many of them have heard it. We need to wake up now to what is going on. As Europeans, we need to make sure that Euroscepticism, those people that are against the idea of the unification of the people of Europe, that they are not given even more reason to want to be against this project. Because the European Union has been arguably the most successful peace process in the history of the world. It's worth preserving, it's worth supporting, and it's worth making stronger. And that is why Libertas has been created as the first pan-European political party in history, the first real one, with the idea of uniting the voices of Europeans from all of the 27 member states of the European Union, so that those voices can never be ignored again. Because to my Maltese friends, my fellow Europeans here in Malta, I would say, if Brussels can ignore, which they have done, the democratically expressed voice of France when they voted no to this anti-democratic constitution, the Netherlands when they voted no to this anti-democratic constitution, and now Ireland when we voted no to it last year, they are ignoring the democratic will. They are holding those millions of voters in contempt. If they can do that to France, the Netherlands and Ireland, what do you think they're going to think of Malta? How much influence are you going to have if they are doing something to you in the future that you don't like? So we now, all of us, have to show them what a united Europe really is. People have to unite and come together and remind this unelected elite in Brussels that Europe is not their private property. It is not their idea. It is not their exclusive domain. We are Europeans. Europe is us. And we will decide and must always have the final say in what power resides in Brussels, and even more importantly, who exercises that power on our behalf. And to exercise that power, I humbly submit to you, they should be asking you at a ballot box for your vote and your endorsement. And if they're not doing that, we've got huge questions to ask ourselves. So you come to Malta, and it's not entirely unique, and you meet a situation with, and many of you I know will be supporters, or maybe not so much in journalism, but there's a political cartel here, like there is in my own country, in Ireland. In Ireland, you're a Fianna Fáil or you're a Fine Gael, or maybe you support one of the other smaller parties, but it's Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. Because your grandfather was, quite often. I was guilty of this myself. I was a Fianna Fáiler. But sometimes you've got to look at the tool that you have in your hand and say, is this the right tool to fix the problem? Because if your car breaks down and your tyre bursts, a pencil isn't going to be much use to you. So we need a new tool to fix this democratic deficit in Brussels. And Libertas is that tool. So I'm saying to the people of Malta, I'm not asking you to leave the Nationalist Party or the Labour Party or anybody else. I'm not asking you to abandon your party loyalty in the normal sense. But what I am saying to you is, there's an even bigger issue here, folks. It's democracy. It's the future of Malta within Europe. And it's about the place that makes most of your laws now. to be able to fix it, you need to have a Maltese voice or voices that cannot be ignored. So Mary, as a Libertas MEP from Malta, if the people of Malta want to invest their trust in Mary, will be one, and we may have another Libertas candidate, but we haven't decided that yet, but Mary's definitely it now. She's going to be, if she's elected, a member of the European Parliament for the Maltese people in the Libertas Party. Malta's got 5 MEPs, not all from the same party. Libertas will have many more seats than the total number of seats for Malta. We'll have many more seats. How many more remains to be seen. But having seats in the European Parliament in the first real party in the European Parliament will be an amplifier for the voice of the Maltese in Brussels, because Mary's going to wield influence, she's going to be my colleague, and the voice of Malta, using the Libertas Party as its amplifier, is going to be almost impossible for these elites in Brussels to ignore. Because up until now, if you're a member of one of these groups, whether it's the Socialist group, the EPP, the UEN, these organisations that most people outside of this room haven't ever heard of before, all of those groupings are, as one MEP said to me 2 years ago, are basically an agreement to share a photocopier and a coffee machine. And they don't even do that very well. So, there are over 780 seats in the European Parliament. You need your representatives to be in a party, a real one, not a coffee machine sharing organisation. You need your members to be in a party whose voice can be heard. That doesn't mean that come the next general election you need to abandon the party that you supported all of your life. There's a saying in Ireland, horses for courses. The Libertas horse is built for the European course. Use it. Harness it. And allow it to be the delivery mechanism for the voice of Malta in Brussels, in the European Parliament. Because it is a voice that this elite in Brussels, that really does not care about Malta, doesn't even care about France, it's going to be a voice that they can't ignore. They already can't ignore it. We're not even in the European Parliament yet. And they hate us. These elites. Why do they not like Libertas? Why are they more afraid of Libertas than any other political party in Europe? Because they know we will be effective. They know we are the agents of change, and they know we are the future, and they know that we are the platform that will ensure the voice of the people cannot be ignored any longer. And that to them is terrifying. It's terrifying. Because they do not want to ever have to listen to the voice of the people, because up until now they have been able to utterly ignore it, and there is nothing that we've been able to do about it. So we're pro-European, we want a strong Europe, we want Malta in the heart of it, we're happy with the pooling of sovereignty, but if this European Union is going to survive, if Malta is going to prosper and ensure that its concerns and its voices are heard, if these issues that are unique to Malta, some of which are unique, some of which are not, if they're going to be seriously addressed, these leaders have to be accountable. Libertas is the mechanism, Libertas is the party for the European elections, and that's why we're asking the people of Malta on this one occasion to come out, vote for Mary, vote for a Libertas candidate, and make sure that your voice can never be ignored again, and indeed that the people know what powers are being surrendered in their name, what powers now reside by Brussels, what percentage of law is made there, how the European Union is run, because they need to know. Thank you.